I think that leads us nicely on to the sort of last part, like how I know you mentioned, Larry, about 1,000 units. It's only 2-3 years in. How big is this going to get, and what is your long-term aim or goal?
The long-term aim or goal is, sorry, there you go.
I was just going to say I don't like long-term aims, because Laurie and I both wrote a business plan when we started out in property to get 5 units in the first year and then 2 units per year afterwards. You know, I mean, it's embarrassing to look back at it. And, you know, if you'd asked us this question last year, we'd be talking about a 300 property target. Now we're talking about 1,000. So, you know, I'm much more keen on spending time doing a more forensic view of, right, what are we going to do in the next 12 months? What's our priorities? Where are we moving to? And you know, opportunities are going to come our way. They're already starting to get bombarded with potential opportunities to go in different directions. And we almost kind of have to pull ourselves back and say, okay, here's our core values. Anything that we take on has to be synergistic with the rest of the group at the moment. That's not to say that we won't go in a different direction with our investments at some stage, but not now. Yeah, so for me, I'm not trying to think too long term. We've got immediate goals, and then we've got sort of an understanding of where most of the businesses are going. As I said, developments is going in the land, but you know, I don't think there's really any limit on what we can achieve here.
So, no, I agree. There is like absolutely no limit. Look at what we've done in 2 years, what we're going to have done in 5 years or 10 years or whatever. But it comes back to our mission statement. You know, it's generational wealth. You know, we want our kids and our kids' kids and all the rest of it, like, to just benefit from all our efforts now. And all 3 of us, in fact, myself, Connor, have all got baby boys. You know, Connor's 1. X is what, 10? No, it must be nearly a year. And young Daniel's son, my wee boy, is 10 months now. You know, so like I think we're all like just hugely driven by that. It's a game changer having a baby. I think, you know, and it just fuels us to do more and more and more. That said, you know, it's really important to, you know, not go stupid at it. You know, we want to push ourselves, we want to be aggressive, but, you know, collectively, you know, we always talk things through and, you know, always end up finding a balanced, sound decision at the end of it, you know. But for me, exactly, no limits. Just try to grow the group, try to bring in other businesses to that structure, and see what else we can get into.
And that's a massive kind of point for the training business, is that, you know, the guys want other people to know that it's very, you know, it's absolutely achievable to be able to replicate this. And, you know, we're guiding people through it. We're literally providing the blueprint to what we've done. We provide them, you know, with every single asset that we have in terms of the corporate structure. You know, Laurie goes into detail on the mindset, you know, that you need to have, that he's touched on today, in order to realise that the opportunities are there. And it's like you said yourself, Terry, it's about having that mindset to know that this can be done. Just, are you going to be the one to do it? You know, we go through that, but then we show the technical side of how to actually do it, how to go through the phase 1, you know, the single unit, annoying part, frustrating, but eventually leads you to that 10 units, and then 10 units on to 20 on to 120, you know, and then it just spirals from there. And it can be done within a very short period of time. But the purpose of it is to provide that generational wealth to your family, to build something concrete that you can consistently leave and actually live a life that you want to live. But, you know, we do it by showing exactly what we've done, rather than being a training company first. It's like we struggled in the first instance to get dates to run these events, because we're too busy doing the actual stuff, too busy doing the development stuff, too busy doing the portfolio transactions, too busy doing that we've had to then break it down and go, right, we need to now do this, because there's people who want to learn, and we want to be able to teach them how to go and do the same thing. You know, and we are helping them with, because we're only interested in multi-units now with our mentorship clients, we're helping them get their single units. You know, I'm actively sourcing opportunities and we're passing them on to them. So we're literally showing you how to do it, getting you the right mindset how to do it, and then providing you with deals to actually go and do. So we're basically trying to replicate and let everybody know that this can be done, and to take action and go and do it.
And the other thing as well is, like, no, you know, not everybody has to go after like 50 units, 100 units, 200 units, 1,000 units. Most folk, as you said earlier on, Terry, like they might just want to get 10. It's like, man, like you can get 10, you know, very simple things. Apply these strategies, you'll have 10 very quickly. I mean, but a lot of people think even that is like too far-fetched, you know? Some people are almost like put off by our story because it's like, oh, that's too big, that's too crazy, don't believe it, you know. But it's really so easy when you know what you're doing to get to that 10 property number, you know. So yeah, we're definitely there to help if anybody's interested.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's great what you said as well. I'm a father. I've got 2 kids, and you're right, Larry. The second you have children, it changes you, doesn't it? You
Absolutely.
think you've got a different drive, and you want to do the best for them. You want to provide for them and their kids, don't you? And for me, what else can provide a life of abundance for them is other than property? There's not many things. Property is certainly the main thing I would say for them, isn't it? I love that.
Definitely.
You've got a real strong. You've got a real strong message, a real strong reason why you can see that. I just love how you just like, if there's no limits, fuck it. Excuse me, French. Why not? Why not? I'm from the northeast Scottish. We swear, don't we? It's fine.
Absolutely, we are normal people.
So, but yeah, I love that. Like, why not think bigger? I hope people listening just are being inspired by this to think, are you maybe thinking too small? Should you think a little bit? Should you aim higher? If you aim for the moon and you hit the stars, you're not really bothered. Like, you might as well aim high and go for it. But why not?
I'm telling you, man, the number one takeaway in my view has to be this point about thinking, and exactly like you just said there, are you thinking too small? What are you thinking about? If your target is 10 properties, you might end up with 2, 3. Guys, you're going to end up with 10. I mean, at some point, you know. But if you change the way you think and you go for these higher goals, the actions that you take because of those thoughts are going to take you far beyond what you even currently believe is possible. I would never have believed that we could have done this 3 years ago. I would never believe, never. And it's only through changing the thought process, going for these big goals, and taking the appropriate actions to move you towards those goals. That's why we're doing what we're doing now.
Driving through the office this morning, I was listening to the audiobook, The Atomic Habits, for the second time.
Oh, yeah.
And I actually touched on that, you know, it's chapter 2, and it was talking on it, and it gives the example of at a party, and the guy goes out and he tries to hand him a cigarette, and he goes, "Oh, sorry, I'm trying to quit." And it's like, if you flip that and go, "No, I don't smoke. I'm not a smoker." And it's like, he was a smoker, but I'm not now. It's like, you've convinced yourself that you're a person that doesn't smoke. You're not a person that is trying to quit, because you know that the chances are, say, "Oh, I'm trying to quit, but I'll take one." But if you just say, "No, I'm not a smoker," you've turned it down. You've changed your mindset.
I think you're spot on. And I love the language that the 3 of you actually use. It's very positive. It's very it's good language that you use. You know, there's no negativity. There's no doubt in any of your language that all 3 of you use. I think is a takeaway as well. Like you said, if the smoking thing's a great analogy. It's a language that you use, and you can, whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
Self-talk is very important, I feel, and your self-talk is great, I feel.